Okay, how we doing? You'll probably notice from my intro I've toned down and changed the sound effects on it a little bit. That is because on my last video there was one or two of you saying, oh, the air raid sounds a bit annoying, it's too loud. Man up! It's the end of the world, god damn it! So I've changed it down to still keep in with the theme of the apocalypse, which is obviously the end of the world, and that was the whole persona I was going for. You know, the nuclear bomb going off with the siren in the background, and the gas mask is the symbol of the Special Forces man who's the last man standing on Earth, so... yeah, I didn't really want to go with any dubstep or anything like that, I'm just trying to keep it a bit different. So yeah, going to the gameplay, it's a kill confirm gameplay, it's on slums. I think I've got about 44-4-4, something like that, I don't know. But that's not important, the score isn't important. What is important is I wanted to bring across the subject of the spawn flip. Now, as we know in this game, the spawns are terrible. Let's not beat about the bush, the spawns are horrible. The whole idea what Treyarch wanted to incorporate when they brought this game out, and if you remember there was an interview with Treyarch and Bondahar regarding the spawns and what they were going to do to make them better from the previous titles. He said that what we're trying to do is keep the spawns active so that when you respawn you're not too far away from the action. For those of you who don't understand what that means, I'll translate it. That means the spawns are shit, but you have to deal with them as best you can. Anybody who thinks the spawns aren't that bad, go and have a nice little game of Capture the Flag and come back and tell me what you think about that, because I'm a massive Capture the Flag fan. However, I don't play it in this game because you get to that point where you die and then you're on the timer of 3, 2, 1 and then you spawn and oh, I'm dead again. So yeah, I tend to spend more time on Countdown than Carol Vorderman. Anyway, the spawn flip. Let's talk about understanding exactly what it is. The spawn flip is there so that when your team get a little bit too aggressive and overzealous and move into the enemy spawn, if it becomes too congested, so i.e. there's not one person there, there's probably 3, 4, maybe 5, the game dynamics depicts that they're not going to keep putting the same people in the same place all the time, it's just going to be unfair for them. Unless it's demolition, of course, and then you've got the whole tactical insertion spawn trapping system, whereas with everything else, they've kind of tried to move it so that instead of being there, they'll flip the other end of the map. It's simple. Now the way to prevent this is if you're playing in a party, the best thing to do is to stay in the central parts of the map. And as long as you don't encroach too much into the enemy spawn, you're going to kind of keep them there and keep them at arm's length. Now what I try to do, and you'll notice in this game, is I always stay marginally in the middle area on slums. And then once or twice I venture into the enemy spawn, get myself a couple of kills, and then I'll run back into the central area so as not to become too aggressive. Otherwise, if more than one of you do it, obviously you get your spawn flip again. Now the best way for understanding how and when you're going to get a spawn flip is to use that little box that's in the top left hand corner of your screen called the HUD or HUD. Now using the HUD to your advantage is quite simple. You don't always need a UAV to understand where the enemy are going to be. All you have to do, and I do it constantly, is have a look up and judge where my teammates are. If you can understand how to judge where the enemy are going to come from, you can turn on them quicker than a weightlifter on steroids. So let's say, for example, as I say, I'm in the central area, there's 4 in the enemy spawn, and there's one of our guys at the back who's probably camping or sniping or making a cup of tea and not moving. What will happen is that poor little unsuspecting bugger at the back will find when he comes back from making a brew, he'll be about 1 for 13, because he will find that 6 people have just spawned right next to him. That's how it works, unfortunately. It will go with the majority, so it'll say, well, okay, there's 1 person in that spawn, there's 4 in the other spawn, we're not going to take any risks, let's just put them there and get on with the game. How you can counter it is just to keep your eye on that HUD, understand where your teammates are. If it gets too congested, just turn and run back towards the empty spawn. You don't need a UAV up and you will understand that there they will come, popping round the corner, and you'll be ready for them. It's as simple as ABC. So if you party up with friends, keep the central area locked down, move into the enemy spawn, but then get the hell out. Get back into the central area, have a reload, gather your thoughts, and then move in and out. I do, however, understand that this part of the gameplay is probably not the best example to use because there's swarms and warthogs and various other little treats flying about. So yeah, it turns into a bit of a free-for-all when you're just dashing about trying to collect tags. But yeah, you kind of get the idea. So hopefully that's helped you understand how to prevent a spawn flip and how to deal with it. Now, before I go, there is one thing I wanted to touch on. It's kind of an answer to a couple of people who left some comments on my last video. Sometimes you'll notice when I respond to you, say, I don't know, like one of my subs, Filthy View Whore. Say I'm responding to him from my mobile phone, it will come up at Filthy View Whore. I can't help that. That is because I'm responding from an iPhone, and you know, I'm not typing at into the computer. That's just the way the iPhone works, unfortunately. So if that comes up, you don't have to pull me on it, I know it's there. But I have been having one or two problems with YouTube on my computer for some reason. What I've been finding is when I respond to one comment and then I go to respond to the next one, the post button doesn't appear, so I have to kind of log out and log back in. So unfortunately I haven't been as active in responding to your comments. It's not because I've forgotten about you, it's just YouTube on meltdown for a change. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Hope you enjoyed the gameplay. I hope the advice has helped a little bit. I will see you later. Enjoy the rest of your week. Apocalypse done.